All right, hello everybody. So I have a pretty interesting news to share. Tomorrow I'm going to visit my uncle in Danville, PA, and I'm going on my motorcycle. Depending on the routes I take, obviously gonna take some pit stops, get some water, refill the gas and things like that. But I wanted to, kind of record it and you guys also tag along in terms of video and kind of see the areas that I'm going through. And I really regretted that during my trip to Pittsburgh. So for those that don't know, when I got my Kawasaki Versys 650, I drove it back from Pittsburgh, and where the dealership was, so I had to drive it back to Philly. Unfortunately, I was not able to record it, so as much as I wanted to, kind of document the process, I think DJI doesn't even make any type of mounting system for that camera, so I was kind of bummed out. This trip, I was like, you know what? I have to document it. I have to get it on video. I'm a student, I don't really have free time to be going on these long motorcycle rides, if any motorcycle rides. And the areas I go to, I have a lot of family members back in Pakistan. They never really know the areas that I'm going, especially as a motorcycle driver. I would like to kind of show that and get that out there. What are the scenery in Philly, the surrounding areas, the Northeast. Me and my father, we used to love to go down there. There's like a lot of stores there, but also the food in general is pretty interesting. You have some Russian restaurants, Uzbekistani restaurants, stuff like that. It's kind of different than your norm. So I wanted to document this trip down to visit my uncle in Danville, and I made kind of a little cheat sheet here of all the things that I'm going to go through. The weather conditions are going to be pretty interesting. Right now outside it's about 35 degrees and it's really, really chilly. I just went outside really quick, and even with my normal gloves on, it was pretty cold. But luckily tomorrow is going to warm up to about 61 degrees. The smallest camera I have is a DJI Osmo Mini. It's kind of like a handheld camera. It does 4K, it's pretty good, but it's more of like, a conventional camera. GoPro is the first thing I got that you can actually mount it to different things. This is a 2019 genuine brand G400C, and it's a single cylinder, kind of like a dirt bike actually. The engine was derived from a dirt bike by Honda. It's a good bike for city commuting, that you fill it up and you almost rarely have to fill it up again. Maybe you could last a couple of weeks without filling up. And so the first drawback would be in terms of storage or saddlebags. And I mean, the engine is great. It's a very torquey, very powerful motor. People routinely go about 80, 85 miles per hour, and this motorcycle engine is a dirt bike motor. So you have to think about that. This thing tops out at I took it to about 90 miles per hour, and it can go that fast, but it starts to kind of wind out and you can feel that you're in fifth gear and the engine is approaching redline. It's more of a bike that we would find in Pakistan, to be honest. If I had this bike in Pakistan, I would be set. It's crazy. I mean, over there everything is in kilometers per hour, and rarely you have to go 100 kilometers per hour. That's like 60 miles per hour, and this bike is a dream at 65, 60 miles per hour. It's chugging along very smooth. RPMs are like 5, 6,000. It's relaxed. All right, I got a pretty interesting fact to share with you guys. So this just blew me away. I just did the math right now. And this Genuine is 350 pounds weight, and it's about 30 horsepower. The Kawasaki is about 500 pounds, and it is 70 horsepower. So I just did the math really quick, and the Kawasaki is about 7 and a seventh horsepower per pound. The Genuine is about 11 and 2/3 horsepower per pound. That's like nearly double, like almost, I would say about 50, what is that, 50 or 60% more horsepower per pound. If I'm doing the math correctly, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But all right, so this is my second long trip. The first trip was back from Pittsburgh, which I bored you about, so I won't go back into the detail on that one. But this trip I hope it's going to be pretty good. So one thing I kind of have to adjust on this motorcycle is the brake. Like if this is the peg and the drum brake lever is here, I'm literally having to press down like that much. And I measured it. I'm sure it's more than an inch. These in-spec requirement is like 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half. I think it's at almost inch and a half. I would like to bring it up to just an inch line. And the other thing is the rear brake light, it only turns on when it's fully depressed. So I was watching a video of the Genuine motorcycle, and when they unboxed it, their brake light like turned immediately on as soon as they touched the brake pedal. So I know how to fix it, I know how to adjust it, but it seems like somebody put like a thread locker or something in the bolt. So tomorrow morning I'll wake up, the weather's hopefully not too cold, and I'm gonna see if I can adjust that. So that's pretty much it. I know it's probably, I have a dozen hours of footage that I'm gonna cut it down from, but weather warmed up, you know, that gives me a little bit more stamina to ride. The morning ride will be chilly, there's no doubt about that. So I'm gonna see what clothes I can wear. This bike does not have saddlebags, so I'm kind of limited. I'll wear my Icon jacket, of course, leather jacket, and I have to see for underneath layers what I'm going to probably wear 2 or 3 undershirts, and I don't know about the collar shirt, you know, when you wear a jacket on top of it. I don't want it to like be pressing my neck or whatever, so we'll see. Stay tuned. I'll record it the entire way, provided the GoPro battery lasts long enough, and I think it'll be fun. It's the first time I ever recorded a journey, so that'll be badass. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning.